Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So today we're going to do the biggest winners of the 2022 NBA draft, and tomorrow we'll do the biggest losers, but there's a lot of fucking winners. I'm not going to lie. There are a lot. I mean, a lot of winners in this draft this year because one team was kind of unexpected. So let's go ahead and get into this. I've got about 5 or 6 teams that are major winners out of this draft. The first one being the Houston Rockets, okay? The Houston Rockets did fucking phenomenal, okay? It all started really when Paolo Banchero went number 1 overall to Orlando. It feels like Orlando didn't really expect to take Banchero until like the last 2 minutes of their pick, but because the Orlando Magic ended up taking Paolo Banchero, the Houston Rockets ended up landing Jabari Smith Jr. at number 3, which is fucking phenomenal when you put him next to Jalen Green and what they're doing over there, Alperen Sung, if I said that correctly. Then they got Tri Eason, who is very fucking good. And after that, at the 29th pick, they traded the Memphis Grizzlies for the Memphis Grizzlies pick and ended up getting Ty Washington, okay? So not only did they get a top 3 prospect, they got one of the best defenders in the draft, and they ended up getting Ty Washington, who is very, very good. I mean, Ty Washington is one of those guys that I could see becoming a better NBA player than he was a college player. I think the Houston Rockets got everything they needed, okay? They got a top 3 pick, they got a point guard, and they got a damn good fucking defender. So I like the direction that Houston is going in. The future's bright for them. I don't think this is going to be a team that turns around immediately, but give it 2 or 3 years and that team's going to be really fucking good. So Houston's my first winner. Second winner of the 2022 NBA draft is the Detroit Pistons. I think the Detroit Pistons did very fucking well for a team that I only thought was getting Jaden Ivey. Like, I was happy that they got Jaden Ivey. I was like, okay, they're getting Jaden Ivey. That's cool, right? Like, he was a guy I kind of expected them to get because I was like, why the fuck would Sacramento take another point guard? You know what I'm saying? Like, that at that point, it seems like they're just kind of hoping somebody's going to bite the lure on Jaden Ivey when it's like, you might as well just take a guy you're going to be able to use and get, and they took Keegan Murray. But Detroit not only got Jaden Ivey, who I think is gonna be fucking phenomenal next to Cade Cunningham, but they got Jalen Duren too. So not only did they manage to lock up arguably the best point guard in the draft, but they ended up getting Jalen Duren as well. And so now I'm kind of like, what are they planning to do this offseason? Because they now have $43 million in free cap space. And they traded the 2025 first round pick that they got from Milwaukee for Jalen Duren, which is a top 4 protected pick in 2025. So I'm going to be honest, I think Detroit did very fucking well. And yeah, they ended up getting Kemba Walker too. Okay, like they kind of had to do that. They had to take on Kemba Walker, but Kemba Walker's going to be bought out. I mean, he's not going to be on their roster. So I like this young core that Detroit has. I like the idea of Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, and Sadiq Bey. I think it's going to be really fucking good. So I like Detroit. I think they got a lot better. I think they're going to be a team that's going to be exciting to watch next year. I really do. I think they're going to be a ton of fun to watch, considering Jalen Duren's a lob threat and Jaden Ivey is a walking highlight reel, and you have Cade Cunningham. So yeah, I'm not going to lie. And they have Sadiq Bey. So I think this is going to be a fun-ass team to watch next year. Detroit Pistons fans should be happy. That's all I'm saying. The next team that I think did very well is the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies managed to get David Roddy, Walker Kessler, and Jake LaRave, if I said that correctly, out of Wake Forest. But David Roddy is essentially like Draymond Green a little bit. He's like a great value Draymond Green. I love it, okay? I think that's a great pick for them, mostly because they ended up giving up DeAnthony Melton to Philadelphia. So Philadelphia kind of got to win. DeAnthony Melton's going to be a good player for them to come off the bench. They need to strengthen their bench, and that's exactly what they did. So win-win for both teams, if you ask me. Walker Kessler is, according to some people, the best shot blocker in the draft. Somebody the other day came out, or it was like yesterday, came out and compared him to fucking Al Horford. So I'm not exactly sure how true that comparison is, but Walker Kessler is a solid center. So I think he's a good pickup for Memphis. And Jake LaRiva, I think Jake LaRiva, if I said that correctly, he's a fucking monster. I mean, he's great at passing the ball. He moves very well without the ball. He can shoot the three. He can do a little bit around the basket. So Memphis got a lot better. Okay, they were a team that nobody expected to get better, and they managed to do it with having, picks in the 20s. Okay, so Memphis had a very, very good draft. They got a lot better. Watch out for the Memphis Grizzlies next year. That's all I'm saying. They're a team that's going to be scary fucking good in the next couple of years. And they're already a really good team. Like, they're already a playoff team, and they just got better. So there's them. The next team I want to talk about here is the New York Knicks. Now, I know this is going to be a controversial call, and I kind of don't care, okay? Even though the New York Knicks didn't get a player in this draft, they ended up getting 4 fucking first-round picks, okay? 4 of them. And one of them is top 4 protected in 2025. So, yeah, if you couldn't get a great player in this draft, I mean, I'm going to be honest, AJ Griffin is not the player a lot of people make him out to be. Everyone's like, oh, I'm still surprised AJ Griffin's on the board. I'm not. Okay, like, he's good at shooting. He's all right at finishing, but he's honestly a horrible fucking defender. And Tom Thibodeau didn't want him. I'm just going to call it what it is. Tom Thibodeau doesn't like anybody who doesn't play defense well, or, really even fucking tries on defense. And AJ Griffin's not one of those dudes. So I kind of knew that the Knicks, there was a chance they wouldn't take AJ Griffin, and because Tom Thibodeau is still going to be their head coach, they didn't end up taking him. So I still think it was a win for the Knicks, though. Anytime you can get 4 first-round picks in a fucking draft, I think that's great. I mean, they drafted Ousmane Dieng at the 11th pick and then traded him to OKC. Which, speaking of OKC, they're, I think, the another team that won pretty big in this draft. I think they got a lot better. They're my last big winner for this draft. They got not only Chet Holmgren, they got Jalen Williams out of Santa Clara, who that boy's a fucking monster. Jalen Williams, he's like 6'5" with a 7-foot wingspan out of Santa Clara. That kid's gonna be really fucking good. And they managed to get Ousmane Dieng, who they clearly fucking loved. I have never seen a team trade multiple first-round picks for a guy I've really never fucking heard of. But Ousmane Dieng out of France is apparently a guy that the Oklahoma City Thunder absolutely fucking love. I mean, anytime you're willing to give up multiple first-round picks for a guy, you love him. So I will be interested to see how OKC plays this upcoming year. I will be interested to see how Ousmane Dieng fits into their offense. They now have Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey, Shai Gilgeous Alexander Walker, and they have Jalen Williams now. So it's like they've got a lot of bodies, and I'm interested to see how that works. I'm assuming that Jalen Williams is going to be their 6th man. Okay, like, I feel like he's a guy that's going to come off the bench this upcoming year and be a fucking monster for them. Maybe not right away, but down the road, he's going to be fucking scary. So, those are my biggest winners for the NBA draft this year. All of them, I think, did very, very well. The San Antonio Spurs are, I don't know, are they winners? I don't know. I have them in the loser category now, so we'll make that video tomorrow. But for the biggest winners of this draft, man, I mean, a lot of bad teams, or some bad teams got better, and some good teams got even better in this draft. And I think the idea that Memphis kind of took nothing and turned it into something is pretty insane. And Houston got what they needed. I will say that. That's the one thing I was hoping for Houston, is that they would get Ty Washington. I did not expect Ty Washington to fall all the way to the 29th pick. So the two potential steals of the draft here are Ty Washington at 29, and the idea that the San Antonio Spurs ended up getting Malachi Branham, I think his name is, at the 20th pick. He was a guy I did not expect to fall to 20. And to be honest, in some ways, he kind of prevented the Spurs draft from being absolute dog shit, even though I still consider them losers. But yeah, I'm just, those are to me the two steals of the draft, Malachi Branham and Ty Washington. So anyway, guys, we'll go over the losers tomorrow, but for now, these are my biggest winners of the 2022 NBA draft. Please tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. Love to hear your guys' opinions on this. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report, and I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.